Hey, it's Monday morning and we have about 27 days left. So you saw in our last video that we chopped everything to pieces. We got a bunch of welding to do today. We have some calculations to do to figure out where our front end is going. We're going to weld on our clamps and we're going to actually start building this thing back up. We have our floors already built. We have some parts and pieces that'll make it better than it's ever been before. All right, you'll see right here we have three little marks, and that is because the end of this bar is actually bent, but we don't have any additional bar. So we're going to slice that, we're going to pull it back straight, we're going to weld it. It'll be perfectly fine, possibly stronger than it was originally, and then we'll get to taking care of the rest of our welds. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to bend back. We're just trying to get it straight, and right now it's about a 1/4 inch out. Let's see. So we're going to try and do this a smart way. You know, we've cut this about a little over halfway, about 2/3 of the way. And a lot of resistance against it. So we're going to get a strap. We're going to go from here to here. All right, let's see if we can get this thing straight. All right, we're still a ways off. I'm afraid I'm going to break the strap. While we're at it, we're going to cut it a little more and make our life a little easier. How about that? All right, we're going to give this another shot. We'll probably be able to do it just by pulling on it right now, but we're going to be smart about it and get us some leverage. That was a little easier. We're almost there. All right. We have it about as good as we're going to be able to get it there. This is not flat right here, so I have to guess a little bit, but we're going to weld it right there. Well, that worked perfect. Now we're not going to weld it up solid right now, because when you weld on this side, it'll actually make that pull. So we're not going to do that until we have something braced in here so that it won't pull. I'll put a temporary piece in, and then we'll weld it up solid. Alright, we have us a piece of scrap metal here. We're just going to tack it on so that things don't move around a lot. Alright, let's buzz this thing up so we can get our measurement. Alright, we got a bunch of welding to do. If it does break, I'll never think it should have. So I said all the going backwards was done. We just melted down a welder. I don't know what's on fire yet, but smoke was pouring out of it. I'm hoping it's the fan, the cooling fan. That'll make it life a little easier, but I honestly have about 1 inch left of heavy weld. Other than that, it's all light weld I can do with the little 110 welder I have. But this girl has treated me right to this point, so we'll see what happens. We'll see how bad it is. Hey, good morning. Back on the Vespa. We have things really cleaned up and tightened up. We have a couple of plates that we're going to be welding in this section. We're going to show you here. Just to cap off the back yoke from the Volkswagen, make it look a little bit better. We're this far, we got to make everything look pretty now. So, we're going to weld this up. We'll get it ground down. We're going to flip it over. We'll do the other side, and we will start getting ready to paint this thing. Actually, we have some additional reinforcement to put in. We have some additional bars we're going to bring back because we have a lot of weight with the supercharged V8 back there. We want to make sure that things don't break. So, almost a mini roll bar. So, check it out. Alright, so we have significantly prepared the front. We've got our dimensions from this bar forward equal here. We just did some tape to make our template. When we cut our pieces, hopefully it's going to work. And right now we're going to we have a general idea based off of this silly thing we put together as to whether it'll work or not. Lined up the way I want them here. Well, we will have in a minute. So we're going to get these lined up. We know that it'll be square that way. So that way, because this is straight, we'll know that these will be straight this way. So I'm going to check for level, make sure that everything's cool. Alright, so to begin with, we're going to check that level here. It really doesn't matter where it is, as long as we make this the same. So, sheer accident. Alright, we're going to put a few tacks on this and verify our measurements. We're going to bolt the front end of this thing. Alright, well this is working way better than what they had set up. So all we're going to do is we're going to tighten it down to where this doesn't flop around on us. And then we'll be able to make our pieces go up here and then cut down. We'll probably just bring them right in here because I don't remember what all gets in the way here, but we'll bring them here down to here. We're going to put our steering on just to verify we're not going to run into problems. Alright, we're going to get some basic measurements here. Alright, so I think we got it all figured out. We're going to put these guys right in here like this. We're going to clamp them down so that we know that it's straight on the tube. And then we have our pieces cut that goes from here to this tube. And we're going to tack it all in, then we'll pull the front end off and we'll weld this thing all up. Alright, we're going to get this thing all welded up. We'll have the front end back in it. Now all of this is going to go to the sandblaster. So I don't know if we'll make it on this video or not, but it's all going to the sandblaster. We're going to paint everything. We still have a bunch of tubes in the back. We're building a reinforcement almost like a truss on a house. It can sort of like a scissor truss. Because we have concerns about all that weight and power hanging off the back end of this car. So we're doing like a little mini roll bar, but it's going to be really short with some additional bracing going forward and back to try and keep it from bending in half. Alright, you may have noticed that I'm doing a countdown on the days. I just decided this morning to do that, so I had to sort of backtrack. Anyway, we're running out of time. But we're moving along fairly well. I'm going to get some welding done here on the front so that this can be taken apart and sandblasted. We're also working on the rear mini roll bar that I told you about. And we're doing some bracketry. We'll get that welded up today. We're getting pretty close to be able to go to the sandblaster. So, wish me luck. Alright, I think this is day 4. Another day down. We're getting a little closer. Doing some work here on the back. We're building our braces to get ourselves some additional reinforcement. We have our little mini roll bar there. We have some braces coming back. I'm drilling these holes out right now. We got a great big bolt on it. Some great big nasty flanges. Some great big thick things so that we don't get any distortion in it. Anyway, we're going to get this stuff taken care of. We're hoping today to effectively it would be a roller, but we're not going to make it roll. We're going to be able to blow it all apart and get it to the sandblaster. Alrighty, getting ready to do a little bit of tack welding here. We're going to weld in some pieces that go from here down to this main bar. We also have these in just tacked for now. So we're going to end up having 4 pieces that come down and 2 pieces that go back, and then this will be welded solid to the structure itself. Trying to get a little bit of strength to this thing. So, get some tacking done. Alright, well I didn't know the camera shut off. See here we have these bars just tacked in. I haven't tacked back here. We're going to pull this whole structure off as soon as we have 2 tabs welded back here. so that we can fully weld it all around. Then we're going to put it back down. We'll weld the bottoms to all of these, flip the chassis over, and finish it up. All right, you see that little notch right there? The motor mount we have, or the transmission mount we have, sets the transmission a little lower in the body than what we originally had. And so the shift linkage was hitting there, so we had to notch that. That's just one of those things that happens as you're going along. Nothing you can do about it. It just jumps up and bites you. But it's rectified. We're getting ready to put on the rear section that goes right here with the bars coming down, and we'll be ready to go to sandblast. All right, we got it laid up in here. We got some gaps to fill. I didn't see that. That's a little disturbing, but you know, we got to rock and roll. So we're gonna get it welded in. Hey, 21 days left. We had the frame over at the sandblaster, so 21 days left. It's getting close. I'm not sure we're gonna make it, but I think we will. So check out the frame. Looks a little different than it did before. Got a few little issues we need to deal with. Found some things we forgot to weld up, but anyway, turned out real nice. We will get it a little bit of finished welding done on some things, some plates put in, some brackets, and we will get it painted and start putting this back together. So like I said before, 21 days left. It's getting close. I really want to thank you guys for coming out and watching what we're doing. Hopefully you enjoy the build. It went from, oh, let's get this done real quick, to a complete build, ground up, in less than 30 days. So 21 days left, minus Sundays. Don't work on those. I got 18 days left, basically. Hey, so wish me luck. Thanks for watching.